Hey guys, so recently I was diagnosed with pancreatitis and was in the ER for a week, and I was really sick, and it was because I am a diabetic. I've been a diabetic since I was a teenager, and when I left home, I decided that I would run away from the doctor, that I would try and eat healthy, and I would try and take care of myself. And, I swore up and down that I was going to be able to figure out how to live with diabetes and take care of it myself. But I was never, told by a doctor that it was okay to do that. I just was, young and said, okay, you know, I'm on my own now. Go do what I want to do, right? So, 32 years old now, and I just learned better. So, pancreatitis is no joke. Like, my pancreas is pretty much like eating itself. Like, it got swollen, and it was uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable that I felt like I was part of some kind of horror story. Like, I felt like there was something inside of my body grabbing at my intestines and eating them. Like, it was so bad. But finally back at work after 2 weeks of pretty much just like laying in bed and not doing much. I really wanted to do this Christian Guzman challenge, but I don't know, like, I don't know, I kind of missed my deadline too. It was on the 4th, which was Saturday, so I don't know if he's still, I'll check his channel and see what it says. But anyways, what I'm planning on right now is checking my sugar often, and I was told to check it 3 times a day for my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I'm doing that. And I'm on insulin, so I'm doing my best to keep it down and hopefully get off insulin. I don't want to have to be dependent on it. I've been told by a few people that their so and so didn't have to be on it after being on insulin for years. So my hope is that I can be the same way. That's my hope. If it doesn't happen, so be it. But I'm gonna work really hard to get healthy. That was really scary. The idea or the thought of like not being able to protect my family and take care of them was really scary. And I like to feel like, if they need anything, that they can count on me. It doesn't matter what it is. And that was really scary, especially my fiance. So like this wedding day now is even more important. And we put our deposit down our on our venue, so we're super excited about that too. But yeah, it was scary. Pancreatitis is no joke. Like, I felt it feels pretty intense. Like, even now, like that I'm recovering, I get like this kind of like a burning sensation in the middle of my stomach, and it'll hurt real bad. But on last not this weekend, but the previous week, I on Tuesday I called my boss and I thought I had diarrhea. Like, I've been taking these fat burners, and I thought like I was just having a hard time, and I was like, boss, I'll be in the afternoon. But I was in pain. I was talking to her and I was in pain, but I thought like I just had to make it to the bathroom. But when I got home and I couldn't go to the bathroom and I couldn't push on my stomach to go, I realized like, okay, we have a problem. I got off the toilet and I was like, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna try and just rest. Like, if I could just rest this off for a second, well, the whole time thinking emergency room because I was in so much pain. And I go to lay on the bed, and as I like make the gesture, like to lay back, to sit down was fine. To lay back, it hurt. Like my body, my insides, they hurt. The more and more I thought of it, the more and more it hurt. Because I was thinking like horror story, because I kept thinking there's ants eating my stomach. There's, something in here like going ham on my insides, and it was painful. Like I can take some pain, so that freaked me out. And I drove myself to the hospital, and thankfully, one of my cousins, not thankfully, I mean she had been in the ER the whole evening. Thank God for her, really, being there, because I needed comfort. I couldn't even sit there. I was crying. I was hurting. I was in pain, moaning, really, not even crying, like moaning from the pain. And thankfully she was there. She was there for gallstones. Like she even had something that was really hurting her and bothering her. And thank God, like, that she was there, because she was able to comfort me and help me, and get me to the nurse. And she ended up having surgery a few days later, or even a couple of days later. I don't really remember the timeline at this point, but poor her, sitting there helping me. Like, thank God for her. I was in there for a week. I was in ICU from Tuesday to Thursday, and then on Friday I finally got into a room. I was able to drink liquids, and I'm that girl that eats tons, like loves to eat a lot of food, and no wonder, right? Like, I got this. But I thought, I remember thinking, why am I not starving? Like, why am I not wanting to punch somebody in the face to give me a cheeseburger? Like, I am hungry. I want something good. I want some food. But when you're sick like that, I've read up on it as well. I mean, like, you have no appetite. You don't feel like eating. All I wanted, from by Wednesday evening, I was like, okay, like, was feeling like I need some water, though, because I drink a lot of water. I'm a diabetic, so, I can't say that enough. I'm like trying to remind myself, you are a diabetic, girl. Quit playing with yourself. Quit playing with your life. You are a diabetic. You need to make sure you drink your water. You need to make sure you walk. You need to make sure you are alive, because we take care of our family. Who's going to make sure that everybody's good? Like, you got to make sure that you are alive. Like, no joke. But yeah, like, thank God, life is good. I mean, I pray that, this ends up being more of a blessing than anything, because, I mean, I was depressed last week. That shit hurt my feelings. I was upset. I was disappointed in myself. I swear, like, that I'm trying to do right all the time, and I'm always doing a little wrong, and a little wrong, and a little more wrong, and I was all wrong. So now I'm on insulin, and I'm fighting to get back to not having to deal with it. I did lose weight years ago. I got to 145. I was eating right. I was exercising. I was doing well. And when I went to the doctor, I did tell them that I was a diabetic, and they ran tests, and they said I didn't have a problem. So thankfully, I know it's possible. So I'm ready to get rid of diabetes. I'm ready to live a good life where I'm not having to worry about this. And I'm thankful to be alive. And if you have diabetes and you are not taking care of yourself, you better get on that, okay? Because I have found that, checking my sugar and being real cautious of it, I'm gung-ho right now. I get it. Right now I'm gung-ho, but I am so serious. Like, you do not want pancreatitis. You do not want to feel like that. You do not want to feel like something is gnawing on your insides. I know I never want to feel like that again, and I really have learned my lessons. I don't want to be on dialysis, having to worry about my kidneys. Like, my homegirl recently told me that she's having to worry about that, and I'm like, wow, I thought I had a problem. Like, poor other people, you know what I mean? I mean, but we can fix this. I can fix this. I'm ready to get real. Like, quit playing, quit acting like I'm in a fantasy world, that everything's all right and everything's okay. Well, it's not. Like, you are a diabetic. There is something wrong with you. You need to make sure you drink your water, you make your walks. Like, so I'm on that right now. I can't push it enough, and I'm pushing it right now because I'm trying to help myself as well. You know, like, I mean, I'm trying to convince myself, right? Like, this is motivation to tell me, like, to remind me that, you know, my life is good, my life is comfortable, and I want to keep it that way, and I want to live that way, and I want to be that way, and I don't want any of that to change. So, I don't know, but I'm ready, and I'm excited, and this is like fuel to my fire. Like, I'm ready. Like, I'm excited. Life is gonna be good, and it's just getting better. And one more thing, the dietitians got on my nerves, you know, because I just think to myself, you are not a diabetic, you probably have never been a diabetic, and you keep telling me, you know, that I can have this and I can have that, and I know damn well I can't have that. I cannot have that. And I didn't appreciate that, and that really bothered me, because I'm like, okay, all right, you know what, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna get in my numbers. I'm gonna make sure I'm checking my sugar and making sure that I got this right. I mean, I know I can do this, but it really, really bugged me to be told so many times, you really need to lose weight. You really need to lose weight. Like, I get that, bro. I need to lose weight. I feel you. I've been trying. I'm working on it. Like, I get that. What I needed him to say, not tell me to lose weight. I needed him to tell me, because it was him, it was all the doctors that had, you know, that were the main ones trying to tell me something, because I had like 6 different groups come in there, and they always had, you know, that main doctor, and the guy would always tell me, seriously, you cannot go without, you know, losing weight. You need to lose weight. Like, you know what I need to hear? You need to drop your sugar. You need to be aware of your sugars. You need to make sure that you're making note of your sugars now. F you, and you need to lose weight. Like, no, that is not what I needed to hear. And you know what? I know it wasn't about what I needed to hear, but for them, but for my life, that's what I needed to hear. So we're going to check that sugar. I'm going to be on that business, and I cannot wait to give you better updates.